Hello everyone, my name is Marina and today I would like to introduce you to the largest oceanarium in Russia, Moskvarium. But before we start, let me tell you about the specific test we're gonna have here. So in the videos you're about to watch, we have hidden some letters that lead to a Russian word. So find the letters, write it down on the piece of paper that you have on your tables with our little logo on it, and come to the speaker's table after the presentation. The first 10 people who are going to show up are going to have some really good prizes from our facility. So now a little bit about our partners. Moskvarium is a member of the Regional Association of Zoos and Aquariums. We also cooperate with Moscow State University. Together we develop programs and lectures, work on research projects on marine mammals and rare fish. We also participate in the international marine mammal conferences such as IMATA, different veterinarian workshops, and conferences. So the constructions of Moskvarium began in 2013 and we're going on for 2 years. The best specialists were involved. And finally, on August 5, 2015, Moskvarium opened its doors to the public. Its total indoor area, including marine mammal pools, are 53,000 square meters. It contains about 25 million liters of water. To maintain such a water salinity, it is required about 80 tons of salt monthly. Every 4 hours, the water passes the pool cleaning cycle. The water parameters control both manually and automatically. So the whole aquarium is divided into 3 main zones. First one is aquarium, the next one the training and show department, and the last one is the download interaction center. So first, let's take a tour around the aquarium. Moskvarium has a very high level of security. Each guest is required to go through the metal detector frame while their bags are getting checked. First, we get into the zone of aquarium. Aquarium collection contains 674 species, as in constantly updated. There is over 11,000 aquatic organisms at the moment. Freshwater and saltwater fish that include jellyfish, sharks, arapaima, piranha, and many others. Total area of the aquarium is 12,000 square meters. 1,200 people can attend it at a time. Next, we get into our special lecture hall that is used for scientific and educational seminars for guests of various ages and abilities. For example, lectures for visually impaired children are based on tactile sensations. While walking around the panoramic deck, visitors can watch white whales, dolphins, and killer whales just at the arm's length, and even catch a training session. Visitors also have a unique opportunity to touch starfish, crustaceans, and rays in a special touch pool, watch the feeding of lemon sharks, and most endearing inhabitants of the aquarium, bible seals. Every day we have window training sessions with them. That way people can watch them very close and learn more about them. Is of course our marine mammal training department. In our facility we have 2 white whales, 9 bottlenose dolphins, 2 South American sea lions, 9 bible seals, 3 Pacific walruses, and 3 killer whales. The most important part of training is husbandry, as animal health and well-being is our first priority. Moskvarium has a high-tech veterinary lab, operating room, and a separate laboratory where veterinarians can proceed samples such as blood, blood, gastric, and etc. We also have different machines such as ultrasound machines, thermographers, irrigators, dental x-rays, and etc. for the most important procedures. Every morning for the animals start with a body checkup and all the necessary medical procedures and vitamin distributions. Every animal is trained to perform voluntary behaviors, such as ear and eye drops, gastric tube, daily rehydration, local sampling, various teeth manipulations, mouth checks, ultrasounds, gastroscopy, temperature measurements, and of course blood collection. In order to successfully control our animal health, we are trying to find a specific approach to each individual, depending on their species characteristics and individual needs. In case of the bird, all of the traits are required to monitor the cow. His socializations, number feeding, watch his behavior, perform respiratory tests, do the record keeping, and etc. In these 3.5 years, we had one birth. It was a successful birth of a male bottlenose dog that is already participating in husbandry training sessions. The vet services consist of 9 members. 5 full-time veterinarians that are all trained in the best vet academy in Russia and have many years of experience, 3 vet assistants, and 1 lab assistant. Their shift lasts for 12 hours. That way the animals are under the constant supervision of the specialists. So, the main components of healthy body is the correct diet and fish quality. So, let's check out our fish house. Our fish house is equipped with everything necessary for the convenience of fish prep. We have special staff that takes the fish boxes out of the freezer and leave it on the shelf for the night to defreeze. Every morning, the vet team checks fish quality and temperature to make sure it doesn't go above 5 Celsius. All the fish passes control and analysis on a daily basis. Fish that doesn't meet the criteria is thrown away. Fish for the day is stored in the 0-degree refrigerators under the layer of ice. Our animals' diet varies and includes different kinds of fish. For example, our beluga whale diet includes herring, salmon, catfish, squid, and small belted herring. Twice a month, we have full kitchen cleaning and disinfection that all the trainers must attend. Schedule, we have from 5 to 12 sessions a day. That include husbandry session, regular training session, learning new behavior, play and innovative session, physical activity, shows, and combinations of sessions. So first, let's discuss our training sessions. So, as a new facility, we went through a hard process of adaptation and desensitization of the animals to the new location, relationship building, to performing in high-energy shows. All our training methods are based on the operant conditioning technique. Through short sessions using positive reinforcement, variable schedules, and types of sessions, we managed to earn their trust. Through trials and errors, we found a specific approach to each individual, depending on their species characteristics, preferences, and motivation. For successful shaping and keeping the behavior under the same level, we are using primary and secondary reinforcements such as ice, jellos, toys, rub-downs, and much more. To eliminate the undesirable behavior, we use least reinforcement stimulus LRS and sometimes times outs. In case of the behavior problem, we use DRI differential reinforcement of the incompatible behavior, DRO differential reinforcement of the opposite behavior, putting the behavior under the stimulus control, changing of their motivation, and sometimes negative reinforcement. Physical punishment and food deprivation are strongly prohibited in our facility. So here's the training session with our bicycles. These guys are really smart and fun to work with. So after attending the last year's IMATA, I got really inspired on the smell recognition training, and I decided to try it out with our vital seals. And it's going really well so far. They're already recognizing 3 different smells. The first one is the no smell for the no response. The next one is the vanilla smell for the spinning behavior. It's actually their favorite one. They can do it all day long. And the last one is the mint smell for the head shake. The mint smell is not 100% correct yet, so I'm still working on it. But hopefully, soon I'm going to be able to add more smells, and we're going to see how many they can actually. Alright, so now probably the most fun session of the day, the play session. So for the play session, we use various toys such as balls, tubings, ropes, inflatable mattresses, and much more. A lot of items for killer whales have been ordered in the United States. Some were specifically developed for Russia. The trainers also required to prepare environmental enrichment devices themselves. Using EEDs is actually really important, and we have a good example to that. So one of our belugas has gastric problems, and one day she started to refuse food, but she didn't mind participating in the play sessions. So even though she wasn't eating properly, we were able to take blood and monitor her health daily.
So after a while, we actually had to shape the fish swallowing behavior all over again using PEDs as a reinforcement. And after a couple of days, she started to eat again. So this is a good example of how important to have a strong play innovation and secondary reinforcement history as a part of the daily sessions. To ensure our animals have enough mental stimulation, we use innovation as part of the daily sessions. Innovations is actually one of our favorite sessions because not only the animals but the trainers also have a lot of fun. Plus the animals give us really good ideas for the new behaviors that we can actually later shape and use in our show repertoire. Killer whales and dolphins get really creative. They are energetic, they have a lot of aerial behaviors. Walruses and belugas, however, are a little slower in their innovation, but they don't live too far from the trainer, they don't show many aerial behaviors, so even small trainers can seem innovative to them. So even though just a head turn in a different direction or simply a back present. We tried to shape it with our sea lions, but we got into some aggression precursors, so we actually had to stop for a while. But hopefully soon we're going to be able to come back and try to do it again. Innovative sessions with vital seals, however, are really fun to watch. These guys are energetic, they're full of ideas, they're really creative, they're really fast, but sometimes they get stuck in one behavior, so either reinforcement is too good or they just love the particular behavior, especially if it's spinning behavior, they can just do it all day long with no reinforcement. So we have to terminate the session, move on, and come back to it some other time. So next, I would like to talk a little bit about our show production.
During 2 years, we have released 4 different shows. The main idea is educating through entertainment. Visitors are introduced to 4 oceans and can learn about marine mammals that inhabit it. Stadium has 5D technology, extraordinary light effects, a giant screen for 3D projections, and huge decorations including bubbles, snow, smoke, and wind machines. The stadium can accommodate 2,500 people. Show pool size is 50 meters long, 30 meters wide, and 14 meters deep. We have a team of costume designers and makeup artists who's helping us to get ready for the show. In order not to become too predictable for the animals, we are trying to switch things around and vary the program. For example, beluga whales have 5 show variations. Killer whales have different variations on every show, and etc. We have from 1 to 3 shows a day, 2 to 6 days a week, depending on the season. All the animals are desensitized to work under the various factors, such as changing lights, loud music, additional people on stage, and etc. For example, our walruses are performing together with 20 dancers in close proximity. For the security purposes, we have spotters wearing scuba equipment during every training session and show performance. Nets and safety stands are always available for everyone in the emergency situation. Thankfully, during all the time of the Moskvarium existence, we have never had any cases when we would use it.
Alright, and now I would like to introduce you to my colleague Helen. She's the killer whale trainer in our facility and she will tell you more about our stars, killer whales. So welcome on stage, Helen.
Thank you, Maria. Hello, everyone. I really would like to tell you about the killer whales because it's for the first time in Russia in general, in Moskvarium in particular, we have opportunity to interact with such amazing creatures like killer whales. Their names are Nani, Nod, and Juliet. Nani is the dominant female, she is about 16. Nod is the male, he is 14, and the smallest is Juliet, he is 8. Our killer whales feed on the best quality fish, pink salmon, herring, char, capelin, which goes for the strictest selection and is controlled by the veterinary and trainers department. Each whale has its own diet. Every day we conduct more than 10 sessions of various types to fully stimulate their physical and mental activity. For effective work with killer whales, we use variable reinforcement schedule and different types of secondary reinforcement. For safety precautions, we started slowly approximation toward the water lock in our false bucket pool. However, we don't plan to do any water lock during the shows. The biggest part of our daily plan are husbandry sessions, as one of the most required components of animal well-being. We create the entire necessary voluntary behavior spectrum for comprehensive health monitoring. There are some examples. You've just seen blood collection, gastric fluid collection, blow-off sampling, and many others manipulation for providing animals high-quality level of life. Killer whales are an important part of the show where everyone can see how incredible they are. Also, in our educational center, you can listen to lectures about killer whales from the first mouth, where we tell people how important to preserve these species in the wild. We spend a lot of time building relationships with our animals, playing and interacting with them, driving them down and using different types of environmental enrichment devices. Each whale has its own preferences. For example, Juliet likes to interact with water spray and big water balls. All the work with killer whales is based on mutual trust and respect. It takes a lot of caution, fast decision making, and great communication skills between trainers. That's why team building and relationships are a big part of our work. Thank you so much. Thank you for your attention. Thank you to my team and the possibility to be here. Thank you.
Thank you, Helen. Was it fantastic? Oh, so the next big part of Moskvarium is our Dolphin Interaction Center. The Dolphin Interaction Center has 7 interconnected pools that house 10 bottlenose dolphins, 2 males and 8 females. The infrastructure is very modern and comfortable and has everything necessary to satisfy our guests' needs. The dolphin interaction presents in 3 forms: dolphin encounter, where guests can swim, touch, and feed the dolphins, that include a demonstration on various dolphin behaviors, interactive play sessions, and a lecture on the dolphin psychology and physiology. Next is our dolphin therapy for special needs children and adults. For that reason, the staff includes highly qualified specialists, doctors, therapists who work with these children. And the last one, the newest program, is the Young Trainer School, where children learn to train and care for dolphins. So, in the final part, I would like to talk a little bit about our trainers, that are more than 60 people.
All of the trainers undergo in-company examinations on biology and psychology of marine mammals, diet preparation, and veterinary basis. The hiring process requires swim tests that include freestyle swim, underwater breath hold, and diving. Twice a year, we have a lifeguard training workshop where all the trainers learn the necessary skills. We have a special scuba diving team who are responsible for pool cleaning, maintenance, and trainer safety during water work. The jeep is equipped with all the necessary tools to work out and keep the trainers in shape. The choreography classroom is wide and comfortable for the daily dance and acrobatic lessons. Trainers are required to practice the show script on stage with and without animals before performing. Every year, a group of people is being sent for specific marine mammal training courses, such as ABC Animal Training with Shelley Group, which is a wonderful learning opportunity, as well as for international conferences, such as IMATA, and various workshops.
Alright, so now as we're running out of time, I would like you to write down the word that you found, and please come to the speaker table after all the presentations. Don't forget, the first 10 people who are going to show up, they're going to have some nice prizes from our facility. So, the created word was доверие, what means trust in English. Trust is the most valuable thing we could have. As a little twin said in Anthony Saint-Exupéry book, you have become responsible forever for what you have taken. We don't speak the same language, but we communicate through the bond and trust that we have developed with such a difficulty. Over the time, we learn to instantly recognize how they feel. When they're scared, when they're nervous, when they're tired, when they're full of energy, when they're hungry or when they're full. Now I can speak from all of us. Having gotten into this wonderful world, I cannot imagine myself anywhere else. We often stay late, work overnight, we don't see our friends and relatives, and we always put the interest of the animals above our own. But I know it's worth it. because every day I come down to the edge of the pool and I see those beautiful eyes that stare into my soul, and I feel an inexpressible feeling of love and unites with those beautiful creatures, and I really hope that they feel the same. Don't forget that the most beautiful things in the world cannot be seen or touched, they are felt with the heart. We all present Moskvarium training and show department. People who faithfully love animals care about their life, health, and intellectual development. The Center of Oceanography, marine biology and Moskvarium, it hires us to training for positive reinforcement and is willing to exchange and share the experience with IMATA members. Our center is always open to our colleagues. Thank you.